Hi folks, it's Dave. I'm back in my kitchen. We're ready for another flash training and profile of some really interesting items today. Of course, you can see I'm still rocking my official pandemic haircut, and at this point a little bit of an official pandemic beard. At any rate, that's not what's important. Let's talk about products. The products we have today are from Sweet Logic. Sweet Logic is recently gone through a rebrand, formerly known as Primal Nom, and what they are known for is keto-friendly mug cakes. They do have some other items, and we're not necessarily going to get into that today, but I do want to profile the keto mug cakes because they are following a very important and emerging trend that's gaining a lot of momentum with people embracing lower sugar and reduced sugar and keto-inspired diets where sugar and carb intakes are absolutely limited. Let's talk about what makes these things interesting or unique from the typical mug cakes that you might see out there in the marketplace. I know many of you may have seen conventional mug cakes from Betty Crocker and other brands. These are a little bit unique in that we're not using traditional sugar or sugar-derived sweeteners. What we're using is a combination of natural stevia extract and allulose. Allulose is a sugar substitute. It is not metabolized by the body, and so there is no uptake of any caloric load. Basically, when you use allulose as a sweetener, there are 0 calories associated. And so when you look at all of these cakes here, you're going to see that they're just 3 or 4 grams of net carbs per serving, and each one of these 1.6 ounce packets represents a single serve mug cake. Let's get into the different flavors that we have here, because this is what really makes it kind of fun. This morning I was able to try out the orange almond cake, and I've got a little bit of display up here so I can kind of show the texture and the character of this bread when it was prepared. This actually baked right up in the mug. It took just over a minute to cook, a little over 3 minutes to prepare from beginning to end, as you simply add butter or oil along with 1 egg, mix up in your favorite mug, and throw it in the microwave, or you can even cook these in the oven. It's up to you. Getting back to the orange almond mug cake from this morning, I thought the texture was fantastic. It was moist, it was flavorful. The flavor of orange and almond really came across in it, and I actually found it quite enjoyable, whereas a lot of times if you are looking at things that are sweetened using alternative sweeteners or sugar substitutes, they really carry that strong aftertaste or that sort of negative lingering taste in your mouth that's a byproduct of certain alcohol type sweeteners or other artificial sweeteners. So we can always feel good about being one step above that, and at the same time we're able to embrace the keto lifestyle by really limiting that carb intake. So let's get into the flavors that we've got here. There is a fudge brownie, right? Peanut butter cookie, yum. Lemon, fantastic, and frankly, lemon poppy seed. There's a red velvet here. There's also a ultimate carrot, a triple fudge, which I cannot wait to try, and of course the all-time favorite for kids, the confetti fun cake. And just getting over here to the older packaging here, which sort of represents where they were versus where we're going. There's a pumpkin spice, which is part of the limited line of flavors, and they even were nice enough to send me the pancake mix, which is a just add water mix, and that'll be a little bit different from these, where you're adding some sort of a fat in the form of butter or oil, and then the egg to kind of take it across the finish line. One of the things about these that's fantastic is they're also gluten-free. These are also dairy-free, and I've already mentioned that 3 to 4 grams of net carbs in each one of these, and so you're not talking about a lot of carb. Getting back to the sweetener, allulose, if you're not familiar with it, I've got a little bit in this cup here, and it kind of gives you a rough idea that it really is it's a crystalline form. It looks a lot like sugar. Taste-wise, it's got a very sweet initial taste. I think this is compared to regular sugar, which is maybe about 1.5 times sweeter than this. So in terms of a substitute, you may be using a little bit more of this to compensate for an equal amount of sugar to create sweetness in a product. But at the end of the day, the combination of the allulose with the stevia extract and some of these fantastic flavors that they've got here, it's a winner. So I'll invite you to get out and look for the Sweet Logic Keto mug cakes when you get out into your store. Give them a try. I guarantee you, you're really going to enjoy these. And if you're following a keto lifestyle or a keto-friendly diet, these would be perfect for that sweet indulgence that you're looking for, that just hit that sweet spot and you get your sweet tooth taken care of without adding all those sugars or carbs. I hope you enjoyed this week's flash training. I know it was a little bit short, but let's keep it short and sweet. And we'll see you next week after the holiday weekend.